Shalom, ladies and gentlemen. Today, as always, we'll be talking about our weekly Torah portion, Parshas Re'eh, see, watch, and we will talk specifically about this words and the first sentence. But before that, like an introduction, the words of great kind of Jewish philosopher who was born in Germany and raised in famous philosopher of the 20th century in Great Britain, Ludwig Wittgenstein, who was famous for his linguistic philosophy. He said that like in any metaphysical ideas, the harmony between the thought and reality, it's found in the grammar. But especially when you talk about the Jewish text, because the grammar in the Jewish text in the Torah, it's a vital part of understanding, and especially not just the correct grammar, but different mistakes and deviation from the rules gives us the most profound lessons. And this would happen in the first sentence in our weekly Torah portion. Re'eh anochi noten lifnechem hayom bracha uklala. Standard translation of the sentence is that you shall see, today I give in front of you the blessing and the curse. But standard translation, it's incorrect. So let's look at the problems in this sentence, because if Moshe Rabbeinu would be currently in a Jewish school, in a Hebrew school, in any Israeli school, he will fail the exam. Why? Because the first sentence, Re'eh, see, it's in a singular. However, noten lifnechem, I give in front of you, it's in plural. I understand in English not necessarily it's visible, but yes, Re'eh in Hebrew is singular. Lifnechem, in front of you, who the people that are looking for the blessing and the curse, is in plural. And obviously it's a very important consistency. And then in Hebrew, like in English, there's an article of et, there. And the proper pronunciation of the sentence should be Lifnechem hayom et habracha ve'et haklala, the blessing and the curse, because then he actually point out the blessing and the curse. But this article that points to specific blessing and the curse, it is omitted in the sentence, which also raising the grammar question. And also, what is hayom? Today. Which day? Why Moshe Rabbeinu said today? Is it the blessing and the curse in front of us all the time? This is the whole point of the freedom of choice. Now, obviously, our sages, the commentators of Torah, they point out all these inconsistencies and discrepancies, and everybody gives their own explanation. I will try to summarize them all, and we begin from the end. The blessing and the curse, it's absolute illusion. What is a blessing and a curse today? What is good and what is bad? Today we live in a society of mixed values, and when I say something is a blessing, something is good, truly what I mean in modern society, not only in modern society, as a human being, I mean whatever is good for me. But who says that this is a blessing for me? It will be blessing for somebody else as well. What is good for me not necessarily matches the values of somebody else, and same thing with the curse. Vice versa, if it's considered a curse for me, something negative for me, not necessarily it will be a curse for somebody else. But when the Torah tells about the blessing and the curse, it's obviously talk about something more universal, more global. Just an example, since we talk about Hayom today, about time, now and here. When you're young, the idea of waiting or anticipation, it's a curse. You can't wait. You want everything now and right away. But with the age, you understand that the waiting and time is an undetachable part of the process. And when you have the time, when you have time to analyze, to see, to wait, this will be considered the blessing. And this is why Torah says Hayom, today. Why? Because every day the world is changes. We all are different in every intersection of time and place. And for every day, the blessing and the curse will be something different. Maybe today it will be something will be the blessing, and tomorrow it will switch into the course. And this is why Moshe Rabbeinu switches from the vision in a singular to the lifnechem when we talk to the Jewish people in plural. Why? Because in order to have this blessing and the curse as something universal, you need the unity of as many as possible people together. That this, whatever is blessing, whatever is curse, will be as a common denominator among as many as possible people. And then the true blessing is the option to choose between the blessing and the curse. And when you have the unity in every particular moment, then the blessing is the opportunity to choose between the blessing and the curse. It's in much wider spectrum. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us try to find those common denominator between all of us, as many as possible, and widen the spectrum of the blessing and the curse. This is a freedom. This is a freedom of choice. This is the true blessing. Thank you very much. Good luck. I see you next week.